Hi, minasan konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa.
So we are here, Musings from Japan, number 50. 50.
Hey,
Oh,
for our audience, who are you?
I'm Mark Marin,
I'm
and who are
Greg
you?
Taylor.
That's
I'm
right.
Greg Taylor.
Yeah, and Sashiburi, Greg. Long time no see.
So this.
So we're gonna do Musings number 50 here, and Gojuban.
Can you
So
believe it? We're up to 50.
yeah, is that like our golden anniversary or silver or
I
what?
guess so. But number 50 I just can't believe it because we've been doing this since April of 2020, right after the
Yeah,
pandemic started. And now here
yeah.
we are, number 50. Pretty sure it's
Post.
number 50.
Okay, if not, please, everyone out there, tell us. Anyway, so
Listen up.
let's get started here. So, happy Thanksgiving, pre-Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Oh
So
yeah,
a few days
it's
from now is Thanksgiving, which
that's
I'm
right.
really excited about.
It's Thanksgiving in both countries.
That's right. Why is it Thanksgiving in Japan?
It's called Labor Thanksgiving Day. So this is the day where we give thanks to all people who work, which is
Oh,
everybody.
very good. Yeah.
Yeah. And New Thanksgiving in America. Why is it Thanksgiving in America? Let's see if you know.
I don't know. Is it because of pilgrims?
Well, that they use that as an excuse. But Lincoln made it a holiday, I believe, in 1863,
Oh,
uh,
that's right.
as
It
I think
was the mid 1800s. Yeah.
as a way to unite the country back together, especially during the Civil War. And people should remember and give thanks for the great country that they had forged, the freedoms that they have, and blah 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 blah. Those don't matter anymore, do they?
Oh, I'm sure they do.
I
I
hope
I,
so.
I still think they do. Yeah, but Happy Thanksgiving. Are you going to eat are you going to eat shichimencho?
Chichimencho? No, 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 no. I'm not gonna eat chichimencho. But I
A
wish
little
they
bit of
had.
it.
I wish I had turkey. Shichimencho, I
Yeah.
can't find. Probably eat more like niwatori,
Oh, very good. Chicken.
chicken.
There you
Or
go.
maybe, or if I'm really out of control, I have some butaniku
Pork.
pork. Yeah. So well, you're gonna have some turkey, right? What are you having?
I'm gonna have Chateaubriand and a turkey leg. So I don't know yet, but we'll see. I'm currently in Los Angeles right now.
Oh, okay. You're visiting your brother.
Yeah, I'll be here this week.
It's perfect for,
Yeah.
spend
So
Thanksgiving with the family.
I'm looking forward to it.
Good, 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 good.
And um it's let's see, I'm looking at something here. Trying to where is that? Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. Yeah. So here I am in LA and just contemplating musings from Japan because it's number 50, as we said, which I
Yeah. And this is a little bit different. We haven't been doing like we're doing weekly or biweekly or monthly uh, podcasts or videos like this, but this one's a little bit special because there are a lot of different problems that have come around, since our last musings. And we're not going to talk about the world, the international, the wars, and all that stuff, even though that's horrible. I'm not a political. I don't want to do this political, but we have some problems here in Japan, and you probably have heard it from your family. But Japan is having a problem with tourism.
Oh, so what's going on with tourism in Japan? I think I already know the answer.
Well, basically, that is what they call over tourism. There's too many people coming out to visit all these places. Places like Kyoto and Nara, they always have lots of tourists that come. But the problem is now we have too many tourists from around the world, and they come in and they're overcrowding everything. Now the money's good, of course. Everyone wants the money, but the, there's a strain on the national sites and all the hotels and a lot of the infrastructure can't handle. this sudden influx of people, and it's really bad. It's really bad, and people are like rejecting people now. They're keeping people out, which is kind of weird to me
What do you
because
mean
we've
keeping
been
people out? Are you talking keeping people out of the country?
no restricting them from coming to those areas. Like people want to make a reservation to go to Kyoto to Gion district, and they want to book a hotel. They're saying sorry, there's no space available. They're encouraging people not to come at certain times. But if you play it right, though, if depending on when you want to come to Japan, if you play it right, you can actually go see lots of good things and enjoy lots of good things and no crowds if you come at the right time. The problem
So
is everyone comes,
what's the right time?
well, like during the week, don't go on a weekend and try to visit these places. Go on a Tuesday or a Wednesday,
So
that kind of.
if you go during the off, I mean, basically it's the off season, right?
Well, I wouldn't call it off season because in Japan there's really no off season, right? All these beautiful sites have a different season. The spring they feature something, in summer they feature something, fall they feature something, and in winter they feature something. I don't know if you hear this. Bless you. That's a sneeze. I don't know if you heard that.
Yeah, I heard it.
Anyway,
We all heard
um,
it.
yeah, sorry. But
So
if you plan on like I would say off days. It's not an off season, but an off day. There's peak days and there's down days. Choose a down day. Take a holiday on a Tuesday and then go there on a Tuesday. Then you can enjoy everything. It's open. You can walk around. Like you're going on holiday when you come to Japan, right?
about a month. Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
be there
Where
3 weeks.
where are you going to for holiday?
Well, I get there Christmas morning at 5 a.m. to Tokyo.
Merry
Then
Christmas.
I make my way to home in Okazaki,
Hmm.
and that's the 25th. So that'll be Christmas. But then the 26th is the day after Christmas or Boxing Day if you're in England or the British Commonwealth.
Right.
And my family and I are going to Kyoto.
See, that's perfect. See, because Christmas and Christmas Eve are very popular days to go out into like places like Kyoto, but you're going after Christmas. So the Christmas illuminations will be done and all the special events they have planned for Christmas will be done and you can just enjoy Kyoto and it won't be so crowded for you. You'll have a nicer time. You won't have to deal with the big crowds and being crushed.
I mean, I think we're going to be overnight, stay one night, but it's a short train ride. We'll be there within 2 hours from the time we leave home.
But I mean,
We
you can
we
enjoy,
should
but
be
you can
there.
enjoy things. You're staying at downtown, right? Near the station, Kyoto Station.
I'm not sure.
I
I don't know.
I believe you
Um,
told me the hotel, but I remember I
yeah.
stayed there before. It's near the station, but
Oh,
there's
that's
like
good.
there's lots of good places that you can go that are near Kyoto Station that are really nice and it won't be so crowded. So it'll good timing, Greg. See,
Is it near
you're
Gion?
it's a little farther from Guillaume, but you can there's shuttle buses that'll take you there,
So we're
and
going to
it'll
get a
be
bus pass, and I think
yeah,
this will be a subway pass also.
yeah.
My
See, so
wife
you
has it
can
all. I mean, she has it already arranged, which is great.
yeah, so perfect, perfect, perfect. So yeah, so you'll be able to enjoy winter here in Japan. Now the weather. Oh, that's what we always talk about the weather. How's the weather
Uh,
in California?
well, um, we had a little bit of rain last few days ago, and it was a storm. But what's interesting, after the storm, which is often the case, it brings in a northerly flow, and so you're having cold air come in from the north, and the north it comes in from the north, and it also brings with what they call the Santa Ana winds here in Southern California, and so it's very windy.
Mm,
Yesterday and today here in Southern California, like tremendous winds, like 65, 75-mile-an-hour winds, and enough to topple trucks and to knock down signs. And like a person was seriously injured at
hmm
Disneyland today
hmm.
because of the fact that the wind blew down a street lamp. In Disneyland.
Wow.
So it's windy here, and and it's shut down the interstate between Southern California and Las Vegas near the Nevada state line because of severe dust storms. So it's pretty bad weather. But then um, it's showing where we're going into winter. You know, winter's not here quite yet, but it's on its way. And actually, these are somewhat reminiscent of winter temperatures. And I know that at home with my family, they're having winter-like temperatures right now, where it gets
Hmm.
down to almost freezing at night, and so it's cold during the day. And my wife, a week or so ago, which is the typical time in Japan for us, started using the kerosene stove. So
Ah,
that's the weather
there.
report from Greg.
That's it. Yeah. Thank you, Greg. Well, so yeah, here in beautiful Niigata, it's been there's been severe storms, lightning storms, hail storms. But today it's just cloudy and it's a little cool, but cloudy and nice. And tomorrow's gonna be
So
sunny.
when you say hail, are you talking about arare,
Arare, yeah,
the small pea size or the small?
yeah,
It's like
yeah,
very small sized hail.
yeah.
You
Not.
know, that always reminded me of right before the snow came.
Hmm.
You know, all the years that the 4 years that I lived in Niigata, which was, it seems like a long time, and now the longer it goes, it seems like somewhat short time, but still, I had some good times in Niigata and Shibata and
Mm.
in Niigata Ken. But the snow, I always remembered the hail and how it'd be really cold and windy and rainy and not quite where it would snow, but you could tell the snow was on its way, you
Right.
know.
In the mountains around now, the mountains are all dusted with snow already here. And
Yeah.
it's really today it looks nice because your drive is kind of puffy cloud blue sky and you can see the snow on the mountains in the distance, but it hasn't snowed here yet, and I'm happy for that. So
Well, you've had some tremendous snow years and some years where you didn't get much snow just over the
yeah,
past decade or so.
I just hope it's one of those years where we don't get much snow. So yeah, but it's been everything else has been weather-wise has been pretty consistent. The Koyo season, the Koyo,
Fall
the
colors.
fall colors, the change of the leaves season was a little shorter this year. We had a longer summer. All global warming, hot summer, yay! I didn't mind, but but for me the big thing about winter is it's now its own season, Greg.
Yeah, I remember one time we went up to Shiroyama Onsen or White Mountain hot springs, and it was snowing, and we went to the outdoor one, and we just
Right,
sat there and in the hot springs, and it was snowing on us.
snows on
That
our
was,
head.
yeah, and that was a great memory. And then going in after the hot spring,
Mm,
um, going in to eat in the big room there that they have there at the hot springs. That was a good
right.
memory. And we went
That's
there numerous times, both in summer and in the winter, and we went there quite a few times actually.
quite a few times. I mean, but I'm looking forward to it. This is time for me to get back into my own sin gig. So
What
that's
about
the big
what
thing.
about what about near Shibata? What's the name of that other famous one? Probably the most famous one is
Oh,
Tsuruoka,
no, Skioka.
Skioka.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Skioka. Yeah, yeah. Skioka Onsen is an old onsen from the Taisho era. You know when
And
that is?
so no, I don't remember when the Taisho era. Is it
Taisho
before?
would be
It's before
basically,
Showa, or after
yeah,
Meiji, or before Meiji.
that's right. It's after Meiji, before Showa, right in the middle. The
Oh,
Taisho emperor was a short-lived emperor. I think the Taisho era is about 12 years only, but basically it's a turn of the century. Um,
oh, in the 1900s.
yeah, early 1900s through the teens, ended in 1920, I believe, is when the Showa era was 1920. So, that
So
period during World War One was the Taisho era of
while
Japan.
we're on the subject of hot springs and the
Ooh,
onsens, which is the
Okay.
same thing. Tell everyone about onsen tamago. What is the
Ooh,
purpose of that, and why do they have it?
what's the purpose of it? The purpose is to eat good food preparing. Actually, onsen tamago is a onsen eggs. You take an egg and you put it in onsen water and you let it cook in the natural water. Now, onsens are not that hot. They're about between a good onsen is between 40 to 44 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. What would that be? 90, 90 something
Well, I'll
degrees?
ask. Hey Siri, what is 44 degrees Celsius?
44 degrees Celsius is 111
100,
degrees Fahrenheit.
111
Mm,
degrees.
that's 44.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the max. So basically between 100 and 111 degrees is the water. So you sit in hot water. And so what they do is they put eggs in there and they boil them up and they get to a point they don't cook completely because it's not boiling water, it's just hot water. So it takes a long time to cook and you take them out and then you serve them with a little shoyu. So the middle of the egg, the yolk, it's just a little bit runny, but it absorbs the smell the of the onsen and it's just oh, it's so wonderful, Greg. Oh,
Yeah,
onsen
I've had
tamago.
it before. I had one time, which was well,
And
actually I've had several times.
my
And
my my
you
favorite
can even
onsen
get onsen.
tamago.
Yeah,
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
you can get them. You can. I had them like last winter or summer or something. I remember that, and I don't know where it was, but it was with my wife. So,
Right.
but great. But I remember having it in the after prefecture. It was a nice experience. It was great.
I like the onsen tamago in ramen. You have a nice big roll of negi
Yeah.
ramen, and they put one or two eggs in there or sliced the onsen tamago. Oh, I'm
Oh,
getting
that
hungry,
stuff's
Greg.
delicious. Yeah. Yeah.
Getting hungry.
Yeah. Well,
So,
it's dinner time here in America, or roughly it's dinner time. But by the
but
way,
hmm,
I wanted to tell you something about video podcast. So I was talking with a friend recently, and it was nice to hear that people, whether we realize it or not, people are watching this video podcast and they actually really enjoy it. And I've been told on numerous occasions by different people that
hmm,
they're watching and that they're paying close attention and that they enjoy it. And here we are. So musing about Japan, musings from Japan.
yeah. Well, I
So
mean, you're coming back soon, and I hope that this year, after the new year, because you'll be here for a couple weeks, that I'm going to be able to take a couple days and go see you, Greg. I'm going to my
yeah, it
little
would be
hybrid,
great.
drive my hybrid Toyota, and come down and see you.
Well, it's coming up to like we'll come up to Christmas. I'll get there to Christmas, and while Christmas is not a big holiday per se, but it is a big holiday, but it's everybody works, so it's not
I'm
everybody's going
working.
home to see their
I'm working.
yeah. And I worked on Christmas before, but it is nice to have New Year's off, starting with New Year's Eve and I just love New Year's Eve in Japan. I actually prefer it to America. The
And you
whole
know what?
experience in Japan.
You know what's going to be cool though, Greg, for you, and the exchange rate is so good right now for American
Uh,
dollar. Is right 151 or 150 today?
no, I think today I heard it went down to 148, and so I think that's part of it. Well, that's just part of the reason why people are coming from other places in the world, especially America, is because the
Yes.
exchange rate is just unreal. It hasn't been this way for decades, basically.
It's cheap to come here now.
It's
It's
cheap to
very
come to Japan, even with inflation. There's been
right.
inflation in Japan in the past year or so, or whatever, big inflation. And Japan is usually the country of no inflation.
Right.
It's usually
Right.
really low, but this inflation is raising prices for ordinary Japanese, and wages don't increase.
Yeah,
However,
well, the however, the government is increasing standard wages for everybody, and this year there is a overall a rate of 2.3% of wages have increased for everybody across the board. And the government is actively working to work with companies and work with the different industries to start increasing the wages. But compared to the states, it's marginal. You know,
but look at it, look at it this way. It's going to still be a benefit to those coming from abroad. And the thing is, Japanese companies which sell a lot of their products abroad, like Toyota or whatever, are probably making a killing. You know,
yes, the
in
big
terms of bringing all this
yeah,
money into
because
Japan.
if you look at the stock market, Japan's stock market's great. It's very strong. A lot of the major corporations are doing well, but that's not the problem. It's the average Joe like you or me.
And so, uh, I, I see some of the benefits of the fact that it brings in foreign money and a lot of foreign money. It's going to bring in my foreign money, and it's going to allow me
Mhm.
to buy things cheaply as an American when I'm
Mhm.
there for the break and for the vacation to be with my family at home. It's going to allow me to um, go to restaurants or anywhere I want and have a great exchange rate. So
Right.
it's like almost one. It reached 152 the other day. It's been I don't know 30 years,
It's
and
going to be
and
around 150 for the up and through February around that area. So
yeah, it's certainly when I'm there, which is great, and so uh, that'll be nice. So I'll be able to we'll be able to go to Kyoto, and I'll be able to go on the bullet train, and it'll seem like I'm getting a huge discount, which in a way I am. So I'm really excited about that. Um,
good, good.
yeah.
So so what else are you doing? I mean, how's your football team? Your fantasy
Oh
football team?
well, my fantasy football team is always just not doing so good, but it's interesting. The NFL season, has had its um, surprises, I guess. And one of the biggest surprises that I saw recently is the fact that the Denver Broncos, which started out winning 1 out of 5 or 6 games, have I think won 5 straight, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe that's not the case. Either way, they turned things around a little bit, and I might be mistaken about that, but I know
No,
that
no, no.
they
I
had a
believe
great
you're
game.
right. Yeah, I believe you're
They
right.
had a
Yeah.
great game last night on television on Sunday Night Football. It was a great game, and I watched it.
Ah,
Um,
good.
and what's great in America is you can watch football on all different sources. You can watch football Thursday nights on Amazon if you have Prime.
Right.
They have a Prime game, and then you can watch football on Mondays,
Mhm.
on Sundays, and then this week, Thanksgiving week. Uh, Probably going to be the usual football games on Thursday. There's always football games on Thursday for
Right.
Thanksgiving, but
You're gonna have the Lions play and the Cowboys play.
I think for the first ever they're going to have a Friday night game, and that'll be Amazon Prime.
Right.
So,
Right.
which is so unusual
A Black
on
Friday
Black
game.
Friday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so I think that's going to be a good thing. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the rest of the football season. I'll see what's going to happen.
Well, who are you
Um,
rooting for? Who you think is going to be strong? I mean, you're right there in
well,
the middle of
I
everything.
mean, I've always been a Seattle Seahawks fan, but I haven't really followed the Seahawks for a number of years. Even though it's always been traditionally ever since they were created my favorite team, and so I'm kind of rooting for a couple different teams. I like the Raiders because they have Fresno State's Devontae Adams, who's one of the biggest stars of the NFL, really. Even though he hasn't been able to be successful too much in Las Vegas.
Hmm.
And I like Fresno State's quarterback, Derek Carr, who was recently traded to the New Orleans Saints, and he's holding his own in New Orleans.
I thought he was
Sorry.
injured. I thought he was
Um,
concussed. Greg is coughing
yeah,
now.
sorry I had a cold, but no, I'm all right. Um, so yeah, he was under protocol with the concussion protocol, but I think he might be back. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah,
Either way,
yeah.
I'm not sure about that, but I heard about that. But I was just thinking how you have all these ways to watch football. You have TV, you have cable or satellite, you have internet, you have all these streaming services. You can have the NFL. Here in America, you can get an NFL app that it's like $80 a year, and you can watch not necessarily live games. Um, Maybe if it's your local team, you can watch the local team live
Right.
on the app. But all the rest of them, shortly after they're finished, you can watch any game you want to watch
Mm.
or listen to. I think you can listen to it live, and I know it's like the NFL app overseas, the Game Pass or whatever.
Yeah.
That they didn't remember when they didn't have it for like a year or two in Japan. We couldn't get it, and I remember because I had it in Japan, but it's much more expensive in Japan, and it
Yeah.
was that way for everybody, but and I
It's
think it still is expensive in Japan.
it's ridiculous. I mean, I had it last year. What I did, and I'm not sure if they're doing it again this year. Last year, I bought the pass, but I didn't buy it for the full season. What I did was I waited till this weekend. This is the Thanksgiving weekend, and I bought the pass after, and I only got it for $20, 19.99 for the rest of the season, all the way through the Super Bowl. Instead of paying in Japan would be like $149, $150 for a full season.
Yeah,
And it's ridiculous because uh, I I don't have a favorite football team anymore really, and I don't get to watch football. I'm not engrossed in everything, even though I do fantasy football and things like that. I really just don't get into it that much. So I'll pay $20. Like the baseball pass, I bought Major League Baseball pass for $30 for a whole season, and I was able to watch baseball
great.
the whole season.
Yeah,
You know, but they really cheat you there. So anyway, but well, enjoy the football because you got the pro football. You also got the college football this weekend. Big games are up,
yeah.
so it's gonna be
So,
great.
tell us what is Japan's most popular sport? I already know this answer, but there are people
What's
out there who don't.
what's baseball?
What about soccer?
Soccer is number three right now. I just did a
Number
pod.
three.
I just did a podcast on my about talking about this. Right now, the top three sports in Japan, popularity wise, are number one is baseball, and baseball because of Hanshin Tigers won the championship this year. Greg,
I saw that.
first time since 1985. Thank you very much. I'm a Hanshin fan. Number two is sumo.
Oh yeah,
Right now,
sumo wrestling.
and for some reason, sumo has really taken off. There's a group of young sumo rikishi wrestlers who are really popular and regionally popular, not nationally but regionally. So in Nagoya, there's a few wrestlers that are from Nagoya that they're really popular. Right now, I think they're in Hiroshima. They're really popular. So in the regions and it's really boosted the sales and the sport. So sumo is number two, soccer is number three. So, but the baseball number one because of Hanshin winning and Otani. Of course, everywhere's
My pick.
Otani. You know,
Right, and he's going to be a free agent now, so
I hope
um,
he's going to join the Dodgers,
I think that wherever he goes, he's going to be.
he'll be
He's one
make
of the
he'll
greatest players of all time, really.
and he will be they figure that he'll be paid the highest of any athlete in the world, even more
Yeah,
than Messi
yeah,
and some of the soccer players because he
and,
has
and football
endorsements.
players.
Yeah, oh, he makes a lot more money than maybe any football player. He makes gobs more money than they do because he's got these international endorsement deals. See, Americans miss out. They think football is the big thing, but football is only big in America. Everywhere else in the world, nobody cares. Nobody knows anybody. Tom Brady can walk down the street of Paris and nobody cares, or Patrick Mahomes. Well, the only person right now in football that the world knows about is Travis Kelsey.
Oh, Taylor Swift. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
all.
that's right.
That's all because he's dating what's her name, Taylor Swift.
Right.
But outside of that,
So,
I mean, nobody knows any football players, but they can name baseball players, they can name soccer players, and Otani is one of those persons that transcends all of it, and it's amazing. You know, it's amazing to see. You know, because I live in Japan and I can look on TV. I see no advertisements of football, no endorsements with any football players, no commercials with football players in it. But I do see Otani. I see sumo wrestlers. I see soccer players. I see Messi.
he's the player of the team that's about about 45 minutes from here.
Yep, in beautiful Anaheim.
Maybe even a
Well,
little less, maybe even half an hour.
well,
To Anaheim. I don't know.
maybe we'll
I'm
see.
12 miles from downtown Los Angeles, and I'd say it's another dozen or so miles to Anaheim, maybe 15. I don't know,
Yeah.
but it's very close to here, so it's a suburb of Los Angeles. So,
Well,
what are
anyway,
your
we're
plans for
getting.
the winter, Mark?
Yeah. This winter, I'm just gonna just hang out at home, do some onsens, like I said. I'm gonna take a trip to see you. But also, I try to. I'm gonna try to do some things around Niigata. This is one of the rare times in my life where I actually have no more gigs this year, Greg. I have
Oh,
no more concerts. I did my last concert a week ago, and that's it. I have no gigs. I have a couple rehearsals. That's about it. No Christmas concerts, no Christmas lives. Nobody's asked me to do Christmas music. The Nichibei Kyokai, which I'm part of, is not doing a Christmas event this year. So I actually have a nice free time to just relax and just take care of my business, take care of myself and my business
congratulations.
and
Well,
I'll enjoy Niigata at least.
I'll
So
I'll be I'll back here and also Kyoto food, and I'm looking forward to it. But I'll be landing in Tokyo, picking up some souvenirs in Tokyo, and then heading home. And I'm just really excited about it. So, yeah,
this is one of the few places in the world where you can land on Christmas and not have to worry about it so much.
that's right.
So,
So,
well,
well,
anyway, Greg, we on our recording we only have a few minutes left. So, any messages you want to say for this Thanksgiving for all the people out there?
happy Thanksgiving from America 2023. And thank you, everyone, for watching us and being a great audience for Musings from Japan for our 50th show. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I want to say double that with what Greg says, and I hope that everyone has a very very happy holiday season. Because now it's Thanksgiving, it's football, playoff season coming up. It's Black Friday. Enjoy it all, and I hope that you watch more of Musings and send us a comment. Send us a message or something, or a question, and we'll get to it, and we'll try to do that. We're gonna do another Musings from when Greg arrives here in Japan, so we'll have the New Year's edition of Musings from Japan. We should become a holiday podcast or a holiday broadcast here, Greg. What do you think?
Or anytime, really.
Okay.
So,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
thank you very much, friends.
Okay. Thank you very much, everyone. And this has been Musings from Japan number 50.
5-0. That's not Hawaii 5-0, but it's number 50.
Oh yeah, that's a good song too. I like that. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, Greggy, sayonara. We'll take care. Okay.
Sayonara.
Sayonara.
Sayonara.